because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. It wasn't for standing in prayer. If anybody's been talking about prayer, prayer is so needed because I know the life I was living, if my mom wouldn't have stand with me and stand for me, you know, the things I've done, the devil had a, you know, he was out to destroy, kill. Well, that's his job. His job is to kill, steal, and destroy. But my mother, she didn't give up. She prayed for me, and people would go, my mother would go minister to people, and they go, you're over here ministering, look at your daughter. She goes, but I just gave my daughter to God's hand. So I told my God, you use her. Don't give up. My heart is always out there to encourage mothers. Don't give up on your kids. They don't care what they do. I would call my mom, I'm taking acid. I shot up dope today. I'm living out here in the streets. I robbed this man. I tell her everything I did because I said, I don't want you to hear it from no one else. I want you to hear it from me. I thought I was doing some good. You know, trying to tell her, people talk, but hear it from me. Yeah, it's true. But it didn't phase her. She said that God gave her a promise that her kids were going to hear and keeping it. It's about you living that life. I saw my mom live that life. Now she served my dad. Growing up, I didn't understand my mother because my dad was a man of before Christ, after women. And he had bars and he did all that. But my mom served him no matter what. She had his food and the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I would say, I'm not going to grow up like that. No man's going to have me like that. I'm going to have the man doing this and this, because that's in my heart. I was molested by 3 men, so I said, no man. But my mom, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand how. But the moment I gave my life, God showed me it was my grace on her. Because she had 8 girls, and her 8 girls had to see her live the life she would talk to us. She said, a woman don't need a man. The only man she needs is God. Y'all live for God, and y'all see what God can do. That's why when they talk about praying and fasting and going out, that's what God's saying. You know, when Pastor Mary just says, thank you, Pastor Joe, thank you. When Pastor Mary said, they said to rise, I said, God, what do you want me to preach? Because I don't preach at my church. I'm not a preacher, and I know who I am. I'm an encourager. I don't have to be in the front. So many people think this is it. If you're cleaning the church, that's your gift. If you're teaching the kids, that's your gift. Only what God called you. Don't try to be somebody else. I'm not trying to be. I have lovely women. Thank y'all women for coming out. When they go up there, and I'm not intimidated because I'm the pastor's wife. You go and you share the gift. Every year I do preach at this conference, so you're going to have to give me what you want. Come on. We've been at our church 13 years. And he's okay with that. He's like, but he says, there's a gift in you. You want to? I'm like, no, I love listening to you. I sit there and I'm taking my notes, and I have a wonderful husband. I know I'm here also knowing who I am because he put that in me. God knew he had to give me him because but I'm just going to keep on getting the word on 2 Corinthians 5:17. He said, and therefore, if anyone be in Christ, he's a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. He said, arise. You're a new person. You're a new person. Don't act like you were. And I said, okay, God. He said, take them to Romans 12:2. Quit conforming to your old ways. Quit acting like your old self, because that's not your old self. He says, quit conforming to the things of this world, but be transformed. See, they talk about, Pastor Roski, about knowing who you are. Eva, about grabbing each other. We need each other. Brock knew Deborah. Thank God he wasn't intimidated. He grabbed her. Joe, the mind. So you ain't going to know who you are. You can't walk the life of Christ if you're not being transformed by the renewing of your mind. Once you are transformed, you know who you are. And sometimes Sometimes you think just because you have kids and they're raised in the church, they're going to know it. No. We got to start knowing who we are because we got to teach them. We got to, I pray, God, give my kids an encounter with you. All my kids, I've gotten saved. I was saved, so I had all my kids in the church. But it's not just taking them to church. It's not just going, I said, God, give them an encounter with you because I had an encounter with God. My husband had an encounter with God. I said, 3 people, God, give my kids an encounter like you gave Paul. Paul was changed when he had that encounter. My husband went to church for girls. He says, I went to church for girls. He said, this guy said, he invited him to church and he says, is there any girls there? He said, yeah, there's lots of girls. He said, they're all over 50 or all little. But God had a plan for him. He said that moment he walked in, the presence of God, the love of God was on him. And it changed his life. And I had an encounter in my brother's house. I was high. I had just smoked crack all night. I was out partying and I kept saying, God is reaching more. I know, God, this is not it. I know my brother Peter, my sister Angela were helping me. And I would just say, okay, they're helping me, so I gotta be good. And, you know, one girl came up, one friend of mine, she says, well, just backslide this weekend and go next week. And I'm like, well, they say something about backslide, you really get bad. And I'm already bad, so you know that, you know. But I ended up going out, and I ended up going out that weekend. And the same girl that told me to backslide, me and my other friend went to her house, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning because I had a big fight with my brother-in-law, Pete Reyes, and his sisters. We had a big old fight, and me and my friend left, and I went to her house, and I'm like, come on, you told me to backslide, I'm here, let's go drink. And she's like, I can't, I got my boyfriend there. Well, leave him, you're always with different guys, you know, so just, ain't no big deal. You know, when you're in the world, you don't care, you just say it as it is. But she said, I can't, so my friend said, let's go to can we use your bathroom? She said, yeah. And my friend saw her boyfriend's wallet, and she said, uh-oh, let's get 20. See, when I was in the world, I stole from anybody except from my friends. I didn't steal from my friends. I was honored to my friends. But my friend said, it's not her money, it's her boyfriend's money. So it's a big difference. You know, when you're out there, and I said, all right. So instead of taking 20, I said, let's just take the whole wallet. It was about $500 in the wallet. And we went and we smoked crack all night. We smoked. But that night, I could hear God just telling me stuff. It's like, I can't. I was just, what is this? What is this? I got home at 9 in the morning. I went to my brother's house, and they were going somewhere, and I said, I can't go. I was high. I said, I can't go. I was in my brother's house. See, you don't have to just have an encounter in the church. Don't just say, God, I need my kids to come to church and have an encounter. They can have an encounter in the bar, in the car, in a house. You just cry out, they need an encounter with God. Well, that day I was by myself. Growing up, I didn't know how to read. I had my ears for tune. When I go into the schools, I had prejudiced teachers. I remember this one white teacher said, I can't hear you. It's okay. All the black kids and white kids are over here. I ain't got nothing against white and blacks. They're my brothers and sisters, but this was her. She was blind. She said, so all the white people here, I said, but I can't even hear. She said, it's okay, this world's not for y'all. The world's for us. These white. But, you know, it was the enemy trying to destroy my life back then. So then I never wanted to go to school. I always hid. I was like, I didn't want to go to school. My stomach hurts about my ears. I always, because I didn't like school. Because I wanted to learn, but I couldn't understand because I couldn't read, so I didn't go. How I made it to the 9th grade, I think back then they just, you know, when you're bad, get her to the next grade. But that night, I remember opening my Bible, and the Bible, I don't know how I read it. It just said in Psalms 40, it says, I waited for you patiently. I'm taking you out of the miry clay. I'm putting you in song. And I was like, what? And as the high just left, and the presence got in, I knew that there was something different about me. There was stuff. Even my dad, because I hate cleaning, I used to hate cleaning, but that morning I cleaned up the whole house. I was up before everybody. My mama did everything for me. I was 25 years old when I got saved, and my brothers and sisters like, Mom, you do everything for her. And I'm like, Y'all got married, y'all left the house, I'm back home, and she can do everything for me. She cook, clean, wash my clothes. Even my father, when my husband asked my father for my hand, my father told him too, she don't cook, she don't clean. Hey, you take her, I'll bring her back. When you fall in love, you want to be out there like I was calling my sister, how do you cook, how do you do this? First month I was having a helper. My husband's like, we went to the grocery store, he goes, I said, pick out any one you want. I was all excited. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but is that all you know how to cook? I'm like, But I learned, because, when you do love someone, you learn. And I just ask the Holy Spirit, help me. What do I do? He help, he's there. But it's time for y'all to arise. It's time for the church to arise and be together. He says it's time to encourage, the words that be encouraged, transform your mind, be who God is. It's time. So Jesus didn't come to condemn the church. He came to save us. But the body of Christ has not got that. Because when we mess up, we're so fast to condemn them. We're so fast like, well, they knew better. Well, they knew better. I look at that, haven't I failed before? Haven't I done something before? You look at yourself when you fail and you wanted someone to pick up and say, come on, keep going. Because the Bible says a righteous man falls 7 times, but they get back up. But sometimes they can't and they need us and we gotta have them and say, it doesn't matter. I tell people, okay, you did that. Just renew your mind. This is who you are. God showed me that with my son. My son was raised in the church, but he's in schools. They let you listen to music and stuff, and he started listening to Lil Wayne, and he just wanted to go out there with girls. And I'm like, oh no, nah, you can't listen to that. You do got to put a guard. I tell my kids, God put boundaries, not because He don't want us to have fun, because He knows they're there to destroy it. So as a parents, we put boundaries. But I remember my son, I cried out for the counter, and one time he put things on Facebook, and God said, I was as a mother. I told him not to do this, and I'm going to the room, and the Lord stopped me. He said, well, quit telling him what he's doing wrong. Start telling him who he is. That's the problem with the church. They keep telling them what they're doing wrong. Start telling them who they are. Tell them you're better than that. God created you a new person. Yeah. The moment I stopped, I said, okay. So I went in there and I said, Rob, what are you doing? That's not you. You gave your life when you were 7. I didn't tell you to give your life to God. You did it. He goes, oh, okay, Mom. See, if I would have went in my way, we would have crashed. We would have argued, because that's what we would do. Oh, Mom, you think, you just this, that. No, but I did it God's way. Yeah. And God told me, He started reminding me, how did you get saved? I remember, like she said, a word in due season. Like when I called her, I remember I called Pastor Mary Jessie for her number, because the Lord told me right there. I'm like, I better do it now. If not, I'm gonna. But that's a word in due season, and a word you need to give the word of God, not your opinion, not what you see. God wants us to see people as He sees them. Yes. We're so easy to see this, but if you know that you're born again, start declaring, this is who you are. You are the righteous of God. You're not that old person. I remember my brother, when he was going through a moment, he's like, they don't want me to rise up my old self. And I'm like, that's not you. You died. That's not you. And it took 30 minutes. But finally he broke down and cried. And he said, you're right, that's not me. See, sometimes it's going to take us to keep on and putting who they are, because somehow the enemy has come blind them. Yes. But we that know, the Bible says, you that are spiritually, pick them up, show them up. Not there to condemn them and say, well, sometimes we're so easy. Well, they know the word. They know. I said, the religious people, Jesus was right there. And they didn't even know He was there. This is how the enemy comes and blinds them. So we have to keep just declaring who they are. We have to rise up. God says we have to, as a body of Christ, lock up with our arms to one-on-one, not trying to get people to my church. We don't try to get people to my church. If you want to go to that church, get rooted, start serving. You have to get rooted in the church. You can't be going from one church to another. You have to get rooted, and you do have to serve, and you have to catch the vision of the pastors so you can grab it and run with them. That's something you do. You do have to do that. People, when they come back, we've never treated them any different. We treated them with open arms. You know why? Because we learned from our Father. We learned from, what did the prodigal son do? The Father was there with open arms. And he said, here, and he even gave them a party. Gave them a party. You have to be there with open arms. Why? Because they got a gift in them that God wants to use them. They have someplace there. Everybody has someone to reach, to pray for. But if we're just pushing everyone down and condemning them and saying, oh, no, we have to grab each other and say, God, what do you want, sister? What do you need? Let's help each other. Let's build each other up. Let's go. That's what the Bible says. And in 1 Thessalonians 5:11, it says, therefore, encourage one another. Build each other up. Not to condemn each other. Not to put one down. You got to know, God, I need building up. I need people to speak in my life. I don't need people to tell me this and that. I don't need people to say, well, when are you going to get it together? No. You can get it together because the greater one lives in you. That's what we should be saying. This is the word arise, because I believe God wants to do something this year with the body of Christ. He told me, look at the world, the LGBT. Why are they getting things together? Because they're getting together and united, and they're getting things open in the schools. But the church is here among fighting one another, speaking, condemning one another. It says it's unity. If the world knows about unity and the world knows how to get it together, the body of Christ needs to get it together. We need to build each other up. Your kids, the enemy's after our kids. The other day, my daughter came home. She's 12 years old, want to act like she's already, girls, they want to grow up. She said, Mom, I'm going to get in a fight. I said, really? See, I correct my kids, but I don't correct them in public. Because that's the truth. Because God tells me, I've done mistakes. I've done wrong. But God never put me out there. He's put me in my own place. You shouldn't have said that. Sometimes we feel like, oh, no, you need to go tell him right now. I'm like, that's a big God. He corrects me in private. Let God handle it. If God tells me to correct you and give you a word, I'm going to do it because he tells me. But he's big enough to correct. Because I do correct my kids. But because they may do something in public, but I'm not going to correct them because then it's all about me, my pride. Oh, I'm a pastor's wife. I can't. No, I correct my kids in private. And I said, really? Why? Oh, because this girl said, well, have you ever thought about what that little girl's going through? Do you know how it is in her household? And she's like, oh, well. She didn't listen. Then the next day she did get in a little scuffle. She said the girl pushed her. And she goes, I just turned around and just threw her, Mom. And I was like, okay. I said, okay. You have to be open with your kids because if not, they're going to hide. My kids come and tell me everything you do. They don't do everything right. They don't. But I correct them. I said, well, you shouldn't have did that. That's not true. Well, you're not going to pay the consequence. There's always consequence to your wrong. But the week later, she said, Mom, you know what? I asked that little girl to be my partner because everybody had a partner. Her mom and dad did get a divorce. And, that's why she's acting like that. Love her. Love her. At first, we would have been, oh, don't let no one touch you. No, if they hit you, you beat them down and you make sure you get the lesson. That's love. That's love. You're forcing them down. You're teaching them moral. What did God say? Humble yourself. God tells us to humble, and we're telling our kids this. And we're like, oh, I said, no. My two sons, they have girlfriends. And I love both of the girls. I really do. And when they come home and they'll say, Mom, this and that. I was like, well, this is a good time because if you believe that's your right, practice. Because the Bible says, husband, love your wife as Christ has loved the church. So you got to guard your heart because as parents, they can come and tell you this and that. And you're like, oh, that girl's going to do that to my son. I'm like, no. I said, I'm going to teach I said, look at your dad, how he loved me. Learn from him. I said, well, if you don't want to do it, then break up. And their little girlfriends come to me too, like, Pastor Rachel. I'm like, oh, well, what did you do? Well, I woke up. I said, see, then in marriage, y'all be divorced. If you can't handle this stuff, you're now y'all be divorced. I said, Well, one of them, I didn't know she broke up, but she called my son up and they were talking. She goes, Mom, Sam broke up. Oh, sorry. And she goes, but she called me and we're together. And I started laughing because I had just talked to her. But I say, y'all, I don't take sides. I don't follow. My sons think I take sides. They always say, you're always on their side. I say, no, I'm correcting you because you're my son. You're in front of me. If she calls me, I will correct her. But you are right here. I'm correcting. It's no good to try to correct somebody if they're not there. They don't want you. They want you to correct them because they don't want to be correct. They want to feel they're right. Look, the ladies know in church. They don't come to me and they don't want to know the truth. They'll go to somebody else in the church and they don't want that I'll tell them the truth. They'll text me, my husband. I said, well, call them saints that are not. Call them the men of God. Call them they're hungry for God. Thank you. It's the word that's going to change us. It's the word that's going to be. That's what happened to me. The word. So we got to arise. We got to grab the word and we got to run with it. We got to say, God, this is who I am. I'm locking up with my sisters. Rose King's Church here, we're locking up as sisters. We're locking. I believe it's going to get bigger. I believe that we're going to have to win something later on. Right? And the Bible is calling us to do. It's not about a particular church. It's about the body of Christ. It's about the body. It doesn't matter if you do this and that. We all need each other. I need my little pinky. We need. I tell my sons, whoever cleans it, clean it like you're cleaning it. Because this is God's house. Yeah. You do it with all your heart. Teach those kids because you're sowing seed. You're going to see those kids rise up and grab that word. They're going to be prayer warriors. Speak life. Don't go in there thinking I'm babysitting. I'm babysitting. Oh, when this service is going to be over. I say, God said you came to serve, not be served. And we're just like Christ. We're just like Christ. You serve with the children. They're people. They have spirits. You want to see that they're going to grow. They're our next generation. What do you think the enemy's after them? They come and they think when they're boys, they think they're girls. I met a lot of people this year, and they're in the church, and their kids think and one mother told me, you know, he does look good like a girl. That's a lie from the devil. We need to tell him who he is. Can I have some water, please? You know, I lived that life. I lived that kind of life when I was with a woman. And I knew that was just the enemy. And I knew when I was, you know, when you're in that life, it's not right, and you're so angry at the world, you're like, I'm going to do me and I don't care. But I wasn't happy. And I hate when kids, that's who they are. Because God didn't create them. The enemy will come and lie. He's not lying to them when they're teenagers. You got to speak to your children when they're small. Because he's lying to them. Little boys are thinking they're little boys, girls, and you see it. You got to start telling them. I always ask God, I said, God, how does people think they're born like that? Because the Bible says you knew who they were. But it's a lie that puts him in. And he showed me with my son when he was 4. We were driving and I was pregnant, and he said, Mommy, I like your shirt, it's glittery. Maybe I'm supposed to be a girl because I like things like that. And the Lord said, that's a lie from the enemy. He's come in and put a lie. And I looked at my son, I said, that's a lie from the devil. You know when you were in Mama's room, he knew you were a boy? Yes. You're a boy. He goes, devil, you're a liar. I'm a boy. You cannot let your children be afraid to come and tell you what they are. You got to recognize it's the devil that's lying, that has put things in their mind, and they're thinking, if you're like, oh, acting like a sissy, you're just giving a room open for the enemy. You got to grab it and say, no. You got to start giving them the word. It's like, this is the word. This is who you are. That's why I said, it's time to rise up. I believe this word, arise, is due season. The enemy is coming. But you know what? when we rise, when the church arises, the enemy is down. But we have to arise and we have to look at people the way God looks at them. We got to win the loss. There's so much loss. And if the church is among fighting one another, the world's not getting saved. They don't want to be like us. They're already like us, so they think it's okay. We got to show them love. We got to show them who they are. We got to bring them in, but we as the body of Christ have to get together. We have to encourage one another. We have to declare the word over us. Speak life and not death. We got to speak to dry bones. Call those dead bones. Call your sons and daughters in. Tell them who they are. Start speaking, Lord, you're a man after God. I'll call all my children in. And all three of my boys work for the ministry. They're there. We don't force them. We don't make them. They go and they're the cameraman, they're the linemen, they're there. They're there. Do they do things wrong? Say yes, but I'm there to correct them and love is to show them who they are. And you can do that with your children. You can do that with your grandchildren, but you have to take that time. But they're watching you. If you're one way in church and I'm one way out there, it ain't right. They're like teenagers. But my husband was teaching the teenagers. He said, okay, what's one thing you don't like about the parents? When they make us go to church, because when they don't want to go, they don't go. And my husband was like, oh. He was in the husband back there, but he just like, I didn't know what to say about that. I said, you shouldn't just say, well, the Bible says obey your parents, so just keep obeying them no matter what. But kids are watching you. Your kids will come back. When I first got saved, I was watching people. Oh, they're fake. I thought everybody was fake. But I had one lady, besides my mother and my sisters, stood by me no matter what. Because I didn't know who I was yet. And she knew that I didn't know who I was. But she spoke life to me. She kept saying this. I remember one particular time, we were in East Salisbury, and this black man came and asked to clean her car. And you know, you've been out in the streets, you know how people hustle for money. And I knew, I was like, don't give him the money. He's gonna hustle. He's gonna hustle for money. She's like, no. She gave it. And then he only gave 50 cents and did a little bit. He goes, okay, I need more money. She said, I give you all my money. He goes, oh, well, I have to work for it, you know. She was, oh, yeah, you're right. The Bible says a man that don't work. She started giving him scripture, and I'm like, oh, heck no. I said, nah, I told you he was going to do this. And I said, you need to get out of it. I was just cussing them out and everything. And she's like, and I was so mad at her. And I was kicking her car. I was acting like a big old baby. Kicking her car and wanting to break the windshield and everything. And she's like, I just see the love of Jesus in you. And she kept telling me that for 30 minutes. I was like, you're such a hypocrite. What? No, oh my God. You know? And she said, and all of a sudden I just broke and cried. I just cried. I mean, that changed my life because she saw something I didn't see. See, sometimes your brothers and sisters don't know who they are. But you got to be the one that says, this is who you are. You got to be. You got to know, even when they're in the world. When my sister Vita first got saved, I remember, because it was on a Wednesday night, we were supposed to go to a women's meeting. Women's night. But she went to church, because my brother Marcel invited her. And she says, pick me up after church, because you know, Marcel, he's over here. All right. I said, we'll go. So I went to pick her up. And that's the time I was living with the girl. And we pulled up. And here comes Vita, and I said, come on, you ready? Ladies night, we're gonna go drink all night. And she's like, I met a man. Oh, man, I met a girl, come here. She was, and she's like, no, I met a real man. His name's Jesus. I'm like, oh, no. But she spoke a word to me that gave me hope. She goes, Rachel, you're not going to be out there forever. God gave me a promise. And God said, you're coming in. And I just took there quietly. And the girl that I was with said, oh, let's get out of here. Yeah. But all night when I was drinking, I'm like, wow, I'm not going to be here forever. Like, I'm not going to live this life forever. You know, all that just gave me hope. It gave me hope because People say, once you're gay, you're always gay. Well, that's a lie. You know? And I said, wow, I was like, I'm not going to be forever. Like, I was just, all night, I just kept thinking about that. And then my other sister, also, the Lord would tell her, they would invite me. I'm like, oh no, y'all telling me I'm going to hell. I know I'm going to hell. I'm having fun going to hell. Because when you're out there, sin is fun for a season. When you don't know the goodness, and you didn't taste the goodness, you think you've done taste the goodness, it is fun. And but the Lord told her, quit preaching to her. Show her my love. And she started inviting me, and she invited me to eat. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. But the moment she tells me this, I'm out. But she did it. I'm like, oh, she's different, you know. But it's those little things that I was noticing, like it was those little things that God was using to draw me to Him. It's not about just preaching the gospel. It's about living it out. It's about being a testimony. Your life, the Bible says, let your life be the light, that men may see your good work and glorify Him. You got to be that light to that dark world. It's not what you're saying all the time. It's how your actions, your attitude, when you're working, when people are having a bad attitude. Yes, they should have a bad attitude. They're in the world. This is who they are. But you are a new creation. You should have that attitude. You shouldn't be like that. But this to pick you up shouldn't make you mad no more. But you have to, like, that's not me no more. This is who I am. You have to, if you don't know that, you need to get this in your heart and say, God, I'm a new creation. I've been born again. I'm above. My Father is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. I am the daughter of the King. You got to speak that to yourself. I have to say that to myself every day. I'm a new creation. I'm the apple of God's eye. He loves me more than when He gave me my husband. I knew He loved me. I'm like, babe, God loves me. He's like, I really believe that He loves me more than you. He goes, why? I said, He gave me you. Because only you could speak to me. Only you could handle me. Only you. It was only Him. I'm so grateful for my husband. I'm so grateful that God has blessed me. And watch what you pray. Because I know my prayers can pass. Because when I say, God, I don't need a man that's good looking, full of money. I want a man that's after your own heart. I want a man that when he wants to do something and I say no, I'm sorry, I got to do it because God. I want him to be bold enough to speak like that to me. And that's my husband. That's who he is. He will correct me. And God says he corrects those he loves. When you're being corrected, it's because they love you. My husband corrected me a lot. But you know what? I knew he loved me. I know my husband loved me. He didn't pity me. He didn't say, well, it's okay. You know they shouldn't treat you that way. He's like, well, babe, look how you are. Look at the... I don't know. But he corrects me. He loves me. And that's God. When your pastor corrects you, when someone corrects you, but you know when they're correcting you out of love. Not out of pride, not out of self. It has to be out of love, and it has to be, God, do you want me? Because God said, I can correct them. So we got to arise. God wants us to arise this year because the world's getting dark. But when the light shines, it'll outshine the darkness. No matter where you're at in the store, no matter where you're at school, in your workplace, in your homes, that's the worst where it needs to really be lighted in the homes too, because there's people looking at you. There's your kids. Your kids, they're your next generation. You need to just say, God, they need to hear you pray. They need to see you reading the word. Your life is a seed. And whatever you're sowing, you may not see that seed grow, but wait 5 years and 10 years. And that your child grows up to a teenager, and you're wondering like, oh, how are they acting like that? What have you been sowing? What have you been living? This is the year God's calling us. Rise up, my church. Rise up, my daughters. Be that woman, that wife, that mother that I created you to be. Not how you saw yourself in the old, because that's your old self. You're a new creation. This is why we do got to get in the Word. We have to transform our mind. We have to know who we are. If not, I'm telling you, the enemy's coming in, and he ain't playing. He ain't there. He's there. The people say, well, this is what the devil will carry. That's his job. He says, kill, steal, destroy. My husband preached a word the other month, know your enemy. And the only way you're going to know your enemy is by the word of God. The only way you're going to know that you're not fighting flesh and blood, but there's a principality that's trying to kill, steal, destroy. But you got to know who you are. Most of all, you got to know who you are. You got to put it in your heart. The Bible says out of the abundance of your heart. What's in your heart? What's in the abundance of your heart? Because if the word's not coming out, and encouragement's not coming out, and life is not coming out, then you're putting something else in there. You're hearing something else. And these are not the days to hear something else. These are the days to rise up and grab that word and speak life and say, I'm going to lock arms with my pastor. I'm going to lock arms with my sisters in Christ. And even if it don't feel good, yeah, maybe she said, you need to clean the bathroom. Well, why me? Well, God knows why you. I don't like my kids to question me. Go do it. Why? Because I asked you to go. Why? I said, I'm not here to explain to you. And talk to my kids like that. I said, because God's going to ask you to do one thing. And when why God, why? He's going to pass you by. Okay, you do it. Because I'm training my kids. I want you to hear God. God don't have to explain it. And everything don't have to look like, make sense to it. All he wants us to trust him. Trust him. Don't question my authority. Don't question the authority in the church. My kids know when one time my son goes, Mom, the pastor, that was the youth pastor, like, don't you come put no in liar. You pray for her. Don't speak nothing against no teacher, no leader in our church. You pray for them. And you think they're wrong, God is good enough to show them. He's big enough to show them where they're wrong. We have to keep authority in line. We have to. And they're like, oh, what did they do to you, baby? They're not being fair? Really? You're going to hurt that child. They're going to be crying to you all the time. No, my kids know, because why? I want them to grow up and be that man, that woman God called them to be. That's who we have. We have to get the word. If you're going to see the word come to pass, you got to get it in your heart and you got to declare it. It's not just 1 week. Do I have it in 2 weeks? Like, no, it's a lifetime. It's being intimate with God. It's being one with him. It's knowing your Father. When you know your Father, then you can do the things he called you to do. But when you don't know him, you're not doing it. And it's not the church's fault. It's not the pastor's fault. It's your fault. It's you not getting into the word. So I encourage you this week. The notes you took from Friday to this morning, the word was all about getting together, rising up, teaching one another. We need one another, speaking life to one another. Grab that, get a hold of it. Just don't come like, I went to a conference this year. Oh, it was fun. Oh, the God moved greatly in that time. And then 2 weeks. No, to keep the wood burning, what do you have to do? Keep adding more wood. Keep adding more wood. You got to keep adding more prayer, more word. You got to tame, let the fire keep going and going. Because God, signs and miracles are coming. They're here today. But if you're not expecting them, they ain't going to happen. We're expecting signs and wonders. We're expecting God to move the way he says he's going to move, but you got to be ready. You got to be ready. So I just want to encourage y'all. If you have been saying negative stuff, let it go. Dust yourself off. Say, God, I am the righteous of God. I messed up, but you know what? I'm here today. God, use me. Use me for your glory. Lord, today I'm going to lay hands on the sick and they're going to get healed. You got to declare it. You got to surrender it all. There ain't nothing to hold on to. God has so much in store for you. He has so much. He says, call upon me and I will show you great and mighty things. But you got to call on him. And you got to let him show you what he has for you, not what you want him to show you, what you want from him. How do mothers say when you have something for your kids and they're like, oh no, I want this. Like, well, you know that's not good for you. This is what, but no, that's how we are sometimes with God. God, I want this. No, this is what I have for you. Quit trying to be like somebody else and be you. If you live in a big house, live in a big house. If you live in a small house, live in a small house. Be what God created. Don't try to go get a big house because this brother has a big house and you can't pay. You're like, oh, I'm struggling. You're trying to be something. Be content. Paul says, I'm content when I have and when I don't have. The only way you can be content is when you in Christ. When you know who you are, you can be content. Why? Because the great fellowship, one-on-one, nothing beats that. I don't care what you have, nothing beats that. In your quiet time in the closet, when you're with God, that's just nothing. Nothing can beat that. You can get so busy, but you got to realize I can't let this distract me, because I got to stay this intimate with my Father. I got to hear what He's telling me. God don't talk to me when you ain't spending time, because my Father says He talks to His sheep. And that's when you can't tell me God don't talk to you. Learn His voice by grabbing the Word. If you don't know His voice, grab His Word, because His Word and Him are one. And what the Bible speaks, God's speaking to you. And the more you know His Word, then you can hear Him out here. And it's going to line up with the Bible. Don't hear another voice and say, this is what God knows. God didn't say that. He said submit to authority. Get the Word in you. I'm telling you, ladies, this is the year. Rise up. Rise up and get the Word like you've never got the Word in you before. God, I want to know you like I've never known you before. But it's going to take discipline. It's going to take time daily. It's going to take time to be in that. You know what? Friends invite you. No, I can't. I got to spend time with my Father. No, I can't. I got to spend time with my Father. No, yeah, I want to go. I want to go. Let's go. Like, and then you're all like, oh, I don't know what's next. Spend time with your Father. When church is open, go to church, because the Bible says we're there to build each other. The church is coming in broken. That's not to be the body be broken. I need prayer, like, how are you going to win the loss if you're always broken every other week or every other week? You gotta know that just tells me you're not spending time. You want to be food spirit, and that's not time for us to feed you all the time. It's time to get up the Word and feed yourself. This is what God's saying. Feed yourself. Be filled. Get on the Word. Put a worship time. Listen to teaching. This is a time, church. It's not a time to. This is another women's meeting. No. Well, when we can come back next year, we're going to be more on fire. More women should be in the church. The more lost should be more. More women out there should be here. Why? Because every one of y'all are building yourself up. Every one of y'all is getting the Word in you. Every one of y'all is ministering. You don't have to know the Word so much. You don't have to know. I didn't know how to read it. I didn't know, but you know what? I knew what God did for me. He changed my life. And that's how you go tell somebody. You testify it, and they know. They know what God, I remember that person used to be like that, but God in them has changed them. And God, there is something different. The world should know there's something different about you. If your family and friends don't see something different, then you better get back and check yourself. And you better get back in that prayer closet and say, God, transform me. Transform me. And He tells you, yeah, I'm transforming you, but you got to read the Word. You got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. We want God to do everything. He left us the Word. He tells us this is what you have to do. You are righteous. Don't try to do things to make you righteous. You are righteous. But to know who you are, you got to read the Word. You got to. So I just want to call the praise and worship team. And we are here to pray for y'all. We are here to encourage y'all. We are here to, hey, let's add wood to your fire. Let's boost y'all up. But I'm telling you, grab the Word. What Sister Rose preached, it was an awesome word. Grab what Berlin preached, Pastor Mary. Grab the Word and get your notes down, and don't see a lot of notes and just leave it. Grab it and go feed yourself. And when you do that, the Holy Spirit will start reminding you, remember she said this, remember she this, and remember you were excited about this, and you grab the whole Word. Well, I'm enlightening it. I'm opening it more up for you. I want to see, I'm letting you see more. If you just grab the Word and just go home and do nothing with it, and you wonder why I'm like this. It's not the Word's fault. It's not God's fault. It's not us. It's you. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. It's time to get up and say, yes, that Word's for me. It's not time to say they should have been here. It was for them. That means that Word was more for you. That's what it means. So So the altar's going to be open. If you're on need prayer, we're here, the sisters together, and to pray and believe with you. We're here to believe with you, to see what God says to come to pass. To help you if you've fallen, to dust yourself off, to help you dust yourself off, and to rise up, to pick you up, and to say, keep going, because God has something for you. But the only way you're going to know is you got to fight, and you got to get in there, and you got to see what God has for you. So if anybody needs prayer, I